Scripted here with another video, and I was almost going to do this last night, but I was watching the Blue Jays win the AL pennant. Much to my surprise, I thought somehow they'd screwed up. I'm a disgruntled Toronto sports fan, so usually something bad happens, but it didn't. Something good happened. Anyways, having said that, I'm glad that I waited until today, because I'm talking about this Adam Driver interview where he says all this stuff, and it's funny to me looking at social media and the amount of people that seem to be, from all sides, quite positive about this idea of bringing Kylo Ren back. This is so funny. I'm seeing everyone from toxic Star Wars bros to Reylo shippers to regular fans to diehards freaking out about this. Adam Driver is finally getting the entire fandom to agree on something. No one is fighting because we all hate Bob Iger. Let's go into the details here. I'm somewhat confused as to why everybody's mad at Bob Iger. I mean, I have lots of reasons to not like Bob Iger, but I don't know that this is one of them. Okay, in a recent interview with the Associated Press, the Kylo Ren actor, Adam Driver, revealed the details of a canceled Star Wars movie we previously had no idea about. That's interesting. You know, is he breaching his NDA by saying this stuff? I guess not. Maybe there was a time limit and then he could talk about it. You never know. We don't know. The film was titled The Hunt for Ben Solo and would have taken place after The Rise of Skywalker, thus presumably reviving Driver's fan favorite villain turned hero. After. Bro, you died. You died, bro. I guess he could be a Force ghost? I'm really confused. And the funny thing is that there are people tweeting about that. Disney, we don't see how Ben Solo could be alive past episode 9, meanwhile in Star Wars. Yeah, so because Star Wars has already set a terrible precedent, let's continue to do that. That's what people want. Like, do you not see how this is like the race to the bottom? like Star Wars brings Palpatine back, which was retarded. Star Wars brings Boba Fett back, which was, in my opinion, retarded. Same with Maul. All of them, in my opinion, it's retarded. But because they do stupid stuff, continue to do stupid stuff. I'm baffled at people thinking that this would be something good. Is this guy blocked? Am I blocked by this guy? I don't even know who this guy is, and I'm blocked. But that's... Guys, really? Like, can you imagine how dumb that is? So a guy goes from, like, a total demon Sith guy, or whatever he was. Evil guy, well... He didn't personify it very well all the time, but let's just say. And then he switches over because he's simping for Rey. And I guess he saw his dad. He had his little hallucination or whatever. And then 15 minutes later he dies, but he's got some ability to come back to life after he fades away. Really? That you guys want that? And it's like a lot of people want that. People, I'm surprised, want that. I was always interested in doing another Star Wars, said Driver. I had been talking about doing another one since 2001. Kathleen had reached out. I always said, with a great director and a great story, I'd be there in a second. I loved that character and loved playing him. But even he made fun of The Rise of Skywalker, though.
Was it an immediate yes when you were offered for Kylo Ren?
No. No, I wanted to think about it. It was when we were shooting Girls, and I was a fan of Star Wars, and I didn't want it to be bad.
Okay.
I was a fan of Star Wars, and I didn't want it to be bad.
So it's like, you really wanted to be back as Kylo Ren after you thought it was silly what happened?
And there was no script to read. That was part of the gig. You could get the part, but then after you agreed to do everything, then they put you in a tiny room and allowed you to read the script for the first time.
I don't get that. I don't get this at all. This is really weird.
Almost the opposite journey of Vader, where Vader starts the most confident, the most committed to the dark side, and by the last movie, he's the most vulnerable and weak, and he wanted to start at the opposite, where this character was the most confused and vulnerable, and by the end of the 3 movies would be most committed to the dark side. So I tried to keep that arc in mind.
When did it change?
Well, with Ryan, he took it into a different direction, but still it kind of still tracked with the character. Then the last one, it changed, and kind of evolving into Ben Solo. That was never part of it.
That wasn't either?
No.
It is kind of funny, though, that he have been talking about it since 2021, and it looks like he got shot down. This is December 28th, 2023, so I guess he got shot down to the point where he's like, I'm done. Adam Driver's confirmed he will not be returning, which ties into what we're going to talk about next. So at this point, he was like, screw you guys, I'm not doing this anymore, I guess. Driver himself approached renowned director Steven Soderbergh to helm the film as he believed there was unfinished business for Kylo Ren. Like, what? And you're Ben now. You're not Kylo Ren after that movie. You're Ben. Soderbergh is known for directing the Ocean's trilogy. Traffic, Magic Mike, Contagion, yada, yada, yada. Lots of good movies. What would there be? Let me know in the comment section. What unfinished business would there be for Kylo Ren? Maybe he just accidentally said that because the film was going to be titled The Hunt for Ben Solo. Ben dies. He dies. And again, he does. Even if you do compare him to those other guys who died and came back, those were physical things. Like they didn't fade into the Force like Ben did, and like Obi-Wan did, and like Yoda did, right? Soderbergh and Rebecca Blunt developed a story that they then pitched to Kennedy, Lucasfilm Vice President Carrie Beck, and Lucasfilm Chief Director Dave Filoni. Scott Z. Burns, who is known for writing The Bourne Ultimatum and Side Effects, was also brought in to flesh out the story into a full script. Driver said the script was one of the coolest scripts I've ever been a part of. Quite the statement from an actor who has worked with Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, Noam Baumbach, and Ridley Scott. Well, you're going to have to give us details about what's in this script, bro, because you died. It doesn't make any sense. We presented the script to Lucasfilm. They loved the idea. They totally understood our angle and why we were doing it. We took it to Bob Iger and Alan Bergman, and they said no. They didn't see how Ben Solo was alive, and that was that. Well, so what's the idea of how he's still alive? If you like, everyone's going after Iger, and again, there's plenty of reason to go after Iger, but Adam Driver's not telling us what the idea was that allows for Ben Solo to still be alive. What if it's a really, really, really stupid idea, guys? We don't know. I can't think of anything that wouldn't be stupid. But it is Disney Star Wars, and pretty much everything they've done has been stupid. So, if you want more stupid, I guess. Let's get more stupid, more Disney stupidness. I don't know why everybody is all up in arms over this. This sounds dumb. It was called The Hunt for Ben Solo, and it was really cool as Driver, but it is no more. So I can finally talk about it. Associated Press received a statement from Soderbergh about the movie, who said, I really enjoyed making the movie in my head. I'm just sorry the fans won't get to see it. It looks like Ben Solo will not come to fruition, but you never know in a galaxy far, far away. This is the franchise that revived Clone Wars years after its cancellation. Yada, yada, yada. Apparently, there's other news that Iger didn't want them to do the final season of Clone Wars. Okay. Is that all there is here? This is what everybody's freaking out about? Okay. Well, I think people are forgetting some stuff. This is the most united Star Wars fans have been about a topic in, like a million years. The huge potential of Ben Solo's character was universally acknowledged, it seems. But why? Why, Rebel Solo? Why? I don't understand. What did he have left to do? What was so interesting about him? We all made fun of him. We all knew Adam Driver can act, but we mocked Kylo Ren. He was this pouty simp for Rey. I don't get it. Ben Solo is the best Star Wars character. His entire arc struggling between light and dark was fascinating to watch. He didn't deserve an ending of death, knowing Adam Driver loved him so much. He tried to bring him back, makes my heart full but sad when Disney refused. The funny thing about this tweet is, there you go, that's his entire character arc. There it is. That's his character arc, is literally making pout faces and simping for Rey. That's what he did the whole time. It's literally what he did the whole time. I don't understand, you guys. Why are people excited about this or like wanting this? Like, what is going on? What did his character offer? Anything? No, because everything went to Rey. He's just another in a long line of main characters in those films that their entire existence was to be used to elevate Rey. The whole him struggling with dark and light, a lot of that simply had to do with the fact that he was falling in love with Rey. Like when they're doing their stupid Force Skypes and stuff. Dude was just falling in love with Rey. He wasn't struggling with dark and light. Like, he wasn't at any point. You tell me at any point in The Force Awakens or The Last Jedi where he's struggling with dark and light and not just simping for Rey. Then finally, at the very... Well, I'll give you this. He gets mad because Snoke embarrasses him and then he smashes his helmet. Okay. Fair enough. But he's right back being bad by the end of The Last Jedi, so that made no sense. And he's trying to kill Luke Skywalker, right? Then he's full-blown back to bad. And then the only thing that really happens is, again, his vision of his dad. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand what was so great about this character. Literally, he was just there to elevate Rey. He was just there to elevate Rey. Like, seriously, guys. And think about The Force Awakens. He got his butt kicked by Rey. He throws her into a tree with the Force, so he doesn't even need to lightsaber duel her. Remember in Attack of the Clones when they try to use the Force, Yoda versus Dooku, and then Dooku's like, I guess we'll have to use the lightsaber because we're too equal in the Force. Well, when Kylo Ren flings her 50 feet in the air and knocks her out on the side of a tree, guess what that means? That means he doesn't need to lightsaber duel her. Then she uses the Force to pull the lightsaber out of the snow. I don't know how she knew how to do that, but okay. Then they fight, then she's losing, then he reminds her about the Force, and she's like, oh yeah, the Force, the thing I just used to pull the, the lightsaber out. And then, so I guess she taps into the Force again, and then kicks the crap out of him. What an awesome character. What an awesome villain. That was great. That was really awesome. I think you guys are getting way too excited and forgetting about his character sucking. You're seeing Adam Driver instead of Kylo Ren, I think is the problem. Because he's a very good actor. No wonder Adam wants to bring back Ben Solo. They ended his character without giving him any lines at the end of Rise of Skywalker. Poor guy had to emote the ending to a trilogy of trilogies. A trilogy of trilogies. Again, this movie needs to happen. How, dude? How? It doesn't make sense. See, and these people keep justifying him being able to come back to life because other stupid decisions were made. Darth Maul was the first one. You guys know that if you've been following me for any length of time. That's ridiculous. And then it introduced generic magic with green mist. Awful, awful, awful. You might like his character in the Clone Wars, but they should have just done a prequel of him. Him being alive after getting literally cut in half and having no ability to poo and pee or anything is retarded. Just anatomically, it wouldn't work. It's dumb. You'd have to be like totally not even thinking to think that would make any sense. Palpatine coming back, stupid. Anakin surviving being burned, possible. Rey coming back to life, well, that was kind of lame too, but that's attached to Ben dying. So it's you guys, I can't imagine a world where a low-budget Ben Solo film doesn't obviously clear a Jared Leto-tron. Let them cook, Bob. It's hilarious to me that people are upset about Disney not making a Kylo Ren Ben Solo film and using the South Park meme and saying they didn't want to do a male-led movie. The same people made fun of the original Star Wars fans that said the same thing about Luke Skywalker. This is the first time in a long time the Star Wars fandom has been united. I guess I'm the only person then. I guess I'm the only person who's not united in this, wanting this crappy character to come back in post the crappy sequels, which are just crap. Everything about them sucks. I guess I'm the only one where everyone else is united. You just say somehow Ben Solo returned in the crawl and just pretend it makes sense. Yeah, like it's done. It's stupid. What's really weird about this too is like some of these people didn't really like the sequels, but they're all about this for some reason. Guys, the sequels are terrible movies. Everything centering around the sequels is the problem. That's why they're struggling in general, because everybody knows everything they're doing leads to the sequels. Whether it's Ahsoka or Mando and Grogu or whatever it is, it's all leading to the sequels, which are awful. Why would you want to do a movie about sequel characters? Like, are you guys, like, what happened to this fandom? Like, now you're all chomping at the bit for more sequel stuff? And more no sense and bringing people back that are dead, no senseness? You want more of that? That's weird, dude. See, they keep doing this. We don't want to bring Ben Solo back, also Disney. Okay, that's fair. But maybe, just putting this out here, Bob Iger, again, he has his issues. But maybe Bob Iger saw the backlash from Palpatine's return and how stupid it was, and decided we're not doing that again. Could you not blame him for that? Like, you guys gotta understand, those creative decisions were made by Kathy and her crew of people. They all agreed that bringing Palpatine back was a good idea. Okay? And it backfired, and the movie either made no money, very little money, or lost money. The Rise of Skywalker. Okay? An episodic Star Wars film made no money. That's insane. Okay? So maybe, just maybe, Iger stepped in and said, whoa, we made that mistake on the last film. Sorry, Adam, like, we can't do that again. Like, why would that be so weird to all you guys? And now they're trying to go the, like, ultra mega safe route with Mandalorian and Grogu. I would argue it's not safe anymore after Mando Season 3, but that's what they're trying to do now. Trying to get back on the big screen with their most successful television program. Because they're scared out of their mind because of the screw-ups of the sequels. So I don't think that's a Bob Iger issue. I think that's a Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni and all the creatives and story group deciding to somehow Palpatine returned. I don't think you say that this is now the precedent to have characters returning all the time and that somehow this was good now. Where is this coming from in this what happened to this fandom? Like, now we want more sequels. Imagine Ben Solo in the World Between Worlds being visited by his grandfather Anakin, who teaches him from his own mistakes and sets him on the right path. He's dead. The path to where? The ether? Like, guys, come on. I tweeted this in April 10th, 2023. Of course, somehow Ben Solo returned is going to happen. Stories not making sense is just fine for some people. You know what? I'm going to retweet that based on what's going on today. Every Reylo and Ben Solo fan right now, like, I felt a great disturbance in the force as if... Unfinished business. What unfinished business? What are you talking about? Nobody cared about Ben Solo until today. Nobody liked any sequel character until today. But today, a lot of people are throwing stones towards Mando and Grogu because they got a movie. Deal with it. These two saved Star Wars and made Andor series real. This kind of dovetails what I was saying earlier about them going the safe route because of the screw-ups of the sequels. And this person's right. Like, nobody liked the sequels now all of a sudden. But the Mandalorian and Grogu, to an extent, I wouldn't say it saved it, but it built the idea of the streaming service for a time, and then they screwed that up too. Because why did Mando Season 3 get screwed up? What happened? Do you remember? So first of all, they added in the Mandalorian stuff, like with Bo-Katan and stuff. Okay, fine, whatever. But there was the other side story of the cloning and sort of alluding to it tying into the Empire and Palpatine's cloning things and this and that and the other thing. All roads lead to the sequels. But we want more. Yeah, and it's just becoming so convoluted too, right? It's like if you put the World Between Worlds, now you can basically do anything. Now they're doing Mortis gods. They put in generic magic, right, with the witches. Then they put in more witches with the thread. It's getting so convoluted and stupid. All this would do is make it even more convoluted and stupid, right? I think Bob Iger probably said, we need to stop with the convoluted stupidness. Because it is stupid. It's too late, because all roads lead to the sequels. It's too late. Like, it's way too little, way too late. But that's reality. And the idea, too, that Kathleen Kennedy was super behind this, and it's all Bob Iger's... Kathleen Kennedy approved every bloody thing everyone approached her with. Has she ever said no to anybody? Look at how many projects she announced, and then they get canceled, probably because the higher-ups are like, we're not funding that. We're already working on other stuff. She just approved and announced everything under the sun. So it's as if it's like, oh, Kathleen Kennedy cares about us fans. And Bob Iger. No, she would have approved a Alvin and the Chipmunks Star Wars movie, bro. It's like it doesn't. It's anything for anyone, for everybody, any genre. She said that multiple times. Everything gets approved by Kathleen Kennedy, whether Soderbergh or whoever's involved or not. I don't buy it. This is only to test the fandom's reaction. Ben Solo will return eventually. That's the other thing. I've talked on my channel many times about how they float these ideas out through people to test the waters, see how people react. Because they're just completely insecure. They don't know what to do now because they've screwed it up so bad. So there's a very real possibility that they said, "Hey, Adam, if you really want to do this movie, float a balloon out there in your interview. We'll see how the internet reacts, and maybe we'll move forward. We'll see." Guys, that's what these companies do now, especially with Star Wars, because they're so insecure because they've screwed it up so bad. If there's one possible good coming out of the news about Adam Driver's failed attempt to revive Ben Solo, it's seeing people on opposite sides of the fandom rightfully calling out Disney's absolute inability to follow their own logic. Which is what, bringing back dead people? I don't like that, though. I think that's stupid. In 2019, Star Wars just did something to Ben Solo that pissed off the entire fandom. Twitter is up in flames. Everyone is mad. That is true. I remember that theater when they wanted Rey dead, not Ben. Right?
Oh, please no. Please no. Where's Ben? Where the is Ben?
Again, if you wanted to do more stories with Ben, then why did you kill him off? Nobody wanted Rey. You should have just let Rey die, is what you should have done. That was stupid. It's 2025. Star Wars just did something to Ben Solo that pissed off the entire fandom. Twitter's up in flames. Everyone is mad. See, if he had said it was a prequel, if Adam Driver had said something along the lines of it was a prequel, taking place, maybe right after he destroys Luke's temple or something like that, I could see some people being like, yeah, or I could see that making sense. But for him to say there's unfinished business when he's dead is one of the weirdest things ever. Oh, another one of my wonderful posts. Well, but again, they didn't see how Ben Solo was alive from the same people. But again, they made the mistake. They're not going to do it again, right? That's what it seems like to me. They allowed the creatives, they allowed Kathy to make that decision. Fool me once, right? Fool me twice. Okay, all these people, why is it okay for all these other characters to return but not Ben Solo? John, I get what you're saying, dude, but those were all dumb. They shouldn't have come back. It was stupid. Like, even Boba Fett, like, the Sarlacc pit, right? So the whole point of the Sarlacc pit is it's horrible and awful, and don't fall in, because if you fall in, you are gone, and you are going to be slowly digested over 1,000 years. So having Boba survive that, all that does is take away from the lore of the Sarlacc. Oh, well, if you're a certain guy and you have certain armor on, yeah, you can get out of there. Sure. And that just takes away from that whole scene in Jedi. It takes away the tension. It's like, oh, it's not actually impossible to get out of there. Oh, okay, cool. So the Sarlacc's pretty bad, but not absolutely horrible. Okay. All these people after Iger. Like, again, Bob Iger's a donkey, but calm down. Would you have liked to see the Hunt for Ben Solo movie? What kind of audience does Rebel Solo have? A lot of the similar people I do. People really want this, eh? Man, I feel like this is like, people are forgetting just how crappy the sequels were. I'm shocked. The fact that they said no to a movie Adam Driver wanted to do about Ben Solo made me very angry. Those idiots profited a lot from his image. Not really. Not really, no. They didn't. Not really. A little bit, but not really. By the time he got to Rise of Skywalker, nobody cared. And nobody wanted it anymore. It's not really. At the start, I guess, but Daisy posting a song called in her Insta story, "Where's My Husband?" and Adam Driver spilling his Ben Solo project out of nowhere. It's just Monday and they're testing us. Yes, we all want that movie. That might be part of the whole float the idea out and see what people say. Yeah, again, dude, okay, he's cut here. How does he function? It's the dumbest thing ever, dude. He was brought back as a money grab. I don't know how people don't understand that. And it's great, fine. People liked his character in the Clone Wars. I didn't. I thought he was just whatever. But from what I saw, at least, he was brought back because he sells toys and stuff. And they should have just made a prequel of him instead of, like, look at this. Like, if you were cut here... Like, guys, seriously? Seriously? Half of his intestines gone, his kidneys gone, his butt gone, his wee-wee gone, It's not possible. It's stupid. It's stupid. Star Wars started getting pretty stupid long before Disney even purchased it. I hate to break the bad news. I want Bob Iger to lose everything. Look at the people are mad. What? Guys, the sequel sucked. This is crazy to me. He didn't want Ben Solo to die in the first place. I believe that, and that was the mistake they made, but they made it. It's done. It's made. Lie in your bed. Lie in your bed, Kathleen Kennedy, and the story group and everybody else involved. Lie in your bed. You actually all thought... Like, did you guys really think Kathleen Kennedy was going to kill Rey over Ben? Really? That was never going to happen. Ben had to die to get him out of the way so that we'll all be clamoring for more Rey stuff. Because he's dead, right? Oh, Rey! Don't you guys get it? And then you want to, like, go back to the theater to watch their slop after all that? That's so silly to me. What is everybody talking about? The Return of Ben Solo could have explored something not yet done in Star Wars, a living redemption for a villain and what all of that actually entailed. Actually, you know, it's funny, they are doing that. They're doing that with Anakin in Ahsoka Season 2. The rumor is he's going to be physically fighting Balin. So... It's getting so stupid now, guys, I can't even believe it. It is getting so utterly stupid. This is what happens when you have writers that can't write, and so they have to create an environment where they can just literally say anything, right? With the World Between Worlds now, they can do anything. They can change anything in the plot line. Is that what you guys really want? You want World Between Worlds bringing Ben Solo back? Like, World Between Worlds itself is stupid. The first thing it did was save Ahsoka from getting killed by Vader, which is what should have happened and what George Lucas wanted. So, the whole thing is dumb. I don't want more of this. The sequel should have been The Hunt for Luke Skywalker, directed by Soderbergh. Sure. Look at these people. He's rallying every Star Wars nerd. No, he's not. Not me. Am I the only one, guys? Am I the only one who thinks it's stupid? We could have had a Ben Solo movie. Nobody wants a Ben Solo movie, dude. He was such a crappy character. I don't understand you guys. Who was, like, talking about how great Kylo Ren was? Again, this isn't about Adam Driver. This is about the character of Kylo Ren. Who was talking about how great Kylo Ren was? Who? Now all of a sudden you guys want him. Kathleen Kennedy and her creative team are all on board with it. Yeah. Yes, she approved everything everybody proposed. She approved the Acolyte. Becca, come on. She was all about it. Tell your story, Leslie. Like, come on. I love how people are, like, all mad at Bob Iger when the problem was it's already dead.
Stop! He's already dead.
Look at these tweets. They're like, people are genuinely saying they want. Does this guy block me too? Why am I blocked by all these people I've never interacted with? I guess because I don't like the Ben Solo movie. I don't know, guys. Personally, I think this is bloated. I think there's a lot of people that don't really care all that much that are chiming in on this because it's views. You know, Ben Solo was trending yesterday. I can't believe that there's a whole bunch of people that want this. There's some Raylos and stuff, but guys, like, Daisy was going to be involved somehow. You know, I predicted that they would bring him back as a Force ghost, and that he impregnated Rey in the Force when he healed her and revived her. Wouldn't be surprised. And maybe they are just throwing this out there as a balloon to see how the internet reacts. But that's what the real plan is, right? To have him in the Rey movie. It's so stupid, dude. Star Wars is getting to be the dumbest thing ever. Star Wars is about wrestling with the dark and the chance for redemption. We need Adam Driver back. But that already happened, though. Like, that story arc of him coming back and seeking redemption, it already happened. So there's literally nowhere to go there. It's done. So, again, to Adam Driver, what's the unfinished business? The unfinished business is that he impregnated Rey, and now he's going to come back as a Force ghost and raise their kid. That's going to happen, guys. Book it. I'm telling you. I put out that video like a couple years ago. Yes, that is what they're going to do. This is the little test balloon. Oh, boy. Anyways, guys. This is a stupid idea. I don't care if it's Adam Driver. He's a good dude. He's a good actor, but this is a stupid idea. Kylo Ren was a garbage character. It was dumb. The whole sequel trilogy was awful. He was so pouty and lame, and they couldn't decide if he was good or bad. And then when he finally starts going good again at the end of Jedi, he goes right back to bad at the beginning of whatever it's called, The Rise of Palpatine. Like, well, but they killed him off. That's what they did, so that you'd beg for more Rey. They killed everybody off so you would beg for Rey. That's what their plan was. So you can blame Iger all you want, but that's the Kathleen Kennedy self-insert is all they have left now, and it's crap and nobody wants it. Like, look at how mad everybody was a month ago when they found out the rumors that Ryan Gosling's doing another adventure in babysitting Star Wars show and then bringing the kid to Rey so that Rey can, I guess, train the kid. And everyone was so mad at that. And now they're all happy and are all begging for Ben Solo to come back. To do what? To hang out with Rey? Yay! Because that's what it's gonna be. It's not gonna be Ben Solo. It's gonna be, what can we do with Ben Solo to elevate Rey? Because we killed off all the other characters. We killed off Han and Leia, and we killed off everybody. So we need somebody else now to elevate Rey. Because she's amazing. Well, they didn't have to kill him off, did they? They didn't have to. They didn't have to. But they did. They did. They killed him. They killed him because they're stupid. They're dumb people. I did a little analytical video as well of that scene with Rey and Palpatine. And it made no sense that she even died and he had to revive her. If you slow it down, she, deflects his lightning back at him. He kills himself. And then if you slow it down as it pans across the amphitheater that they're in, she's just standing there. She's just chilling. There's no problems. And then all of a sudden it cuts to her being passed out on the floor. That felt to me like one of those reshoots that somebody decided, oh no, wait, she dies, and then he revives her. To make all of us realize that ultimately, even in Ben Solo's eyes, it was far more important for Rey to be alive than him. Because she's way better. Like, you guys really? You want more? You want some more Disney? Adam Driver working on Ben Solo film, Disney refusing. I will never know peace ever again. It's been 6 years. I was supposed to have moved on. I hate this stupid franchise. I like to think Adam Driver took Rose Tico's word to heart when it comes to Ben Solo. It's not... That's not how we're going to win. Not fighting what we hate. It's saving what we love. Yeah, let's set more of that. More Disney Star Wars. Wow. The hunt for Ben Solo originally being carried out by a new wave of Knights of Ren seeking vengeance against Ben and exploitation of his power. When Rey accidentally catches wind of this and realizes there actually is somehow a chance of bringing him back, the hunt is on. Yeah, probably. It would probably just be about Rey. That's probably exactly what it would be. And then, oh yeah, we forgot to do anything with the Knights of Ren in the sequel, so put them in this and have them do stuff. Because they literally did nothing. Why would Adam Driver want to bring this crappy character back from these crappy movies? This has to be fake. This has to be fake, bro. There's no... come on. This has to be the trial balloon because he impregnated Rey, and they're going to bring him back. They're doing stuff, but not with me. I'm not doing it anymore on a podcast in 2003. After developing the hunt for Ben Solo. Yeah, that's... Okay, so if you'll notice, though, on this thread, there's a lot of the same people commenting, multiple times about this. I don't think this is as big a deal as some people are suggesting, or that there's that many people that are really that into it, honestly. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section. Do you want more Disney sequel characters? Whether it's Ben or anybody else. Do you want that? Do you think this is just them throwing out this balloon to see how people react? That's where I'm at. Because I do think they want to bring him back, but it's going to be really stupid. Do you like that they keep bringing back characters? Do you think that makes sense? Do you think it's stupid? Let me know in the comment section. This is just More stupid Disney Star Wars. Anyways, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. Always helps the channel. Feel free to check out anything else on my channel. Have yourselves a really good day.